1, 2, 1, 2. Yes, you love me and I love you. Putting on for my people, the love for heroes, building community. Can you hear me now? Oh, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Oh, can you hear me now? 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 Hear me now.
Hello, and welcome back to another episode of GoneMad Presents. You can see my co-host isn't here, Miss Vicky Merriweather, but we have Kiounis Williams, and we have some young people today. So I'm going to ask them to say their name and their age. We'll be talking about choices and consequences. To my left, your right. Let's start over here.
My name is Eden, and I'm 10 years old.
My name is Heaven, and I am 7 years old.
My name is Carlton, and I am 8 years old.
Love this. I'm not going to ask this young man. He's a seasoned young man. But today we're talking about choices and consequences. So, who can tell me what a choice is? Okay, hey, Evan, tell me what a choice is.
A choice is you go to school.
Okay, that's a choice. Okay, Eden, what do you think about a choice?
A choice can be something like choosing to go in the army.
Choosing to go in the army, okay. And Carlton, what do you think a choice can be?
I think a choice could be something that's like choosing something. Like saying either I want this or that, and you choose something else.
Okay. So we understand what choices are. What about consequences? Okay.
A consequence is when you do something bad and you have consequences to what you did.
Is it only when you do something bad?
Well, you have good consequences.
Oh, there are good consequences.
You have a good day at school, you could get something, like a Lego set. That never came.
Hint, Dad. Hint. And then also, we're going to talk a little bit about making healthy choices as well. So let's just jump right in. I do have a question. It's a scenario. Y'all ready? So, how many of us have said, I clean my room, but I put all the stuff under the bed or in the closet?
I don't have a bed, technically. I sleep on a mattress.
So how many of us have said we've cleaned our room and we really didn't do it? Okay. Now, let's talk about some consequences. What happened, Eden, in your situation?
I had to clean my whole room, and I had to get the stuff out from under my bed, and I had to clean it, and I could have just done it, and I wouldn't have to do it in the first place.
Very good. What about you, Evan?
Just basically the same exact thing.
Same exact thing. Did you learn a lesson in doing that?
Yes.
What was the lesson you learned?
To just get it over with, and so I will have to do it later.
Wonderful. What about you, Mr. Carlton?
Cleaning your room is making your room more shinier so you don't lose stuff, like your little Legos.
You got a fixation on Legos, doesn't he?
Big time.
I love it. Why don't you share some of your experiences, too, with the choices and consequences, Mr. Williams?
Man, like, as a kid, you look at it from, like, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that. And so it kind of frustrates you that you have to, do something. But from a parent perspective, you're kind of like, now that I'm a parent, it's like, now I see why my parents made me do those things, right? It carries over into other stuff. If you're told to clean your room, is not a punishment until you make it a punishment. That's the consequence. Like, cleaning your room is really keep your room clean so you don't lose things, so it's easy to move around. Also, just, take care of your stuff. But when you don't clean your room, you may be a party you want to go to. That may be something you want to go outside. But because you didn't get it done, now you have to miss out on the things that you really want to do. Sure. And so whenever you make those choices, it's good or bad. The choice to clean a room leads to freedom, doing what you want. The choice to not clean the room leads you to wasting time, missing out on things, or whatever the case may be. So that's how I look at it from the child perspective.
Yeah.
But the adult perspective, your choices matter a lot more, because sometimes the choices you make can be choices that can really set you back, right? As a kid, you got mom and dad. They probably can support you, help you out. But as an adult, we got to be more thoughtful of our choices, right? Because the consequences can hurt people, right? And hurt people in a very bad way if we aren't thoughtful of our choices every day. So
Yeah, that's really good, and you're right. From a child perspective, sometimes we just think in very small, narrow
right.
terms because our experiences aren't as great. But let me ask y'all this. So in school, there's a scenario where there's a new kid in the school, and they're eating lunch by themselves. Now your friends are saying, I don't like her. She's weird. She's different. But you have a choice to be able to go be nice to her and go sit with her. Maybe just encourage her and show kindness. What would you do in that scenario when your friends are like, I'm gonna go sit over there. She's mean. What would you do, Miss Eden?
Well, I would probably go sit with them and just see how they are and if they're a good person, and just hang out with them, give them some comfort, and welcome them into the school.
That's great. And what do you think a consequence of that would be?
Just being a rude person. Like, you should always just treat people with respect and kindness. And welcome them.
I like that. What would you do with that, Miss Evan?
I would, just because my friends are being mean to her and doing that, I'm gonna walk away from them and go sit with the new girl.
And why are you gonna do that, Miss Evan?
Because they were being mean to her and she needs some kindness.
Yeah,
Wise beyond the years.
I'm telling you how to
Ahead
help
of
the
me.
babes. I love that. And as a result, you've shown her some kindness, just like what Eva was talking about. How about you, Carlton? Would you
I would, well, technically, grab all my other friends that are nicer and that weren't complaining, and we could all be a group and play at recess together as friends.
I like that.
The end.
The end. The man has spoken. I love it. Okay. What about this? Your parents have told you no social media accounts. No social media accounts right now. We just don't think it's right for you to be on social media at this moment. Now, you have a choice to make. You could make a choice and say, I don't care what they say, I'm going to do it anyway because my friends have it and nothing happened to them. And I could do that. Or I could go, I'm going to respect what my parents say and I'm not going to do it. So what happens if you do go and create your own social media account?
Well, my mom would probably take my iPad and not give it back for a day or two, or delete the app and not let me get it again.
Oh, wow. What about you, Evan?
I wouldn't be on there anyways, but if I would do that,
I like it.
I love this.
if I would do that, I would. My mom would probably not be super happy at me. Not super happy. Not at all.
Not at all.
Very disappointed.
Why would she be disappointed?
Because she told me not to be on there, and I went on there because my friends had it, and I wanted to be like one of the cool kids too. So,
Wow. That peer pressure can be really challenging. Do y'all experience that at school? Like times when you know you want to do this, but there's that pull at your friends or things are happening and you really want to go do something else. How do you deal with that?
I just tell my friends to try to believe in me.
Really? How has that been working out for you when you tell them that kind of stuff?
Pretty good, actually.
Pretty good. You got some pretty good friends and they listen to you and respect your boundaries. That's good. What about you, Eden?
It's really the same thing that Helen said, but yeah, that's really all I can think of for that question.
Okay, no, that's good. Carlton, what about you, young man?
What was the question again?
So, we were talking about if your friends have this pull on you, they want to do something that you know you're not supposed to be doing.
Like YouTube?
If that's something that you're not supposed to be doing. Is that if your parents told you not to get on YouTube?
Don't look at me, answer the question.
Technically, I would just watch Netflix.
You'd watch Netflix, so you would obey
Yes.
your parents. So is that a good consequence by making that choice?
Yes.
Wonderful. What about you guys? That's a good or bad consequence? A good consequence. Now we've talked about, things with, social media and our friends, but also healthy habits.
Right.
Can you want to share some things for our healthy habits at this young age?
Oh yeah, for sure. So when you're young, at the end of the day, your parents buy your food, right? You guys don't really have the money to buy food. So a lot of times when we're young, it comes down to the parents, right? The parents, what they choose, what they put in the house, the snacks and things like that. But when those things are in the house, the choices you make with your eating is also the benefits you're going to reap when you get older, right? Everyone's getting older every day, even you. Every day you get older. But your body is a machine, and if you don't feed it properly, it doesn't work well, right? For example, if you aren't eating the right food, if you don't eat the right food and you feel like foggy at school sometimes, but sometimes it's a lot of what you eat. It's your diet, right? So if you're eating junk food and for some reason, y'all love hot Cheetos. I don't know why.
Hot Cheetos,
They love hot Cheetos. Hot Cheetos and pickles is weird. But when you're eating those all the time, when mom makes green beans or they make vegetables or whatever case may be, but you'd rather eat a little bit and then eat hot Cheetos all the time or candy and all those things, when you get in school and you can't really focus, sometimes it's because of your diet, right? Also, as you get older and you're on your own, the healthy habits you start now as a kid will carry over as you're older, right? You ever seen your grandparents have to take medication? You ever seen your grandma have to go to the doctor all the time or anything like that? A lot of that is not necessary, if we started at a young age when we're younger. So as we get older, we know how to eat better. We know how to drink water. We know how to exercise. We know how to do all these things. And when you're a kid, it's hard to see it that way. Because you're young, you got a lot of energy, you feel fun, your body can break down things that you can normally do. But when you get older, some people can't process milk anymore. Some people can't process certain meats anymore because your body is slowing down, right? So the choices you make as a young person, even at school, when they have an apple on your plate, try to eat your apple. If you have milk on the plate, try to drink your milk. And just continue to stay active. You guys move around a lot. Y'all, like this one right here, he can't even sit still. This one's just moving a lot right now. But that energy, use it. Have fun. Right now, this generation spends a lot of time on video games and computers and social media and stuff like that because it's easier and convenient, right? But you're meant to play. You're meant to run around. Sometimes you're in a house and you feel bored and anxious and you want to move around and you're just irritated and angry because your body needs to move. It's time for you to run around outside, run around in the front yard, run around your room, get your energy out, right? And us as parents have to take care of our bodies so that we can keep up with you,
right? There are times, how many of you guys would like to love to be outside, play catch with mom or dad, to go outside and play with big brother or whatever, but sometimes mom and dad can't, or they don't feel good, or they're tired, or they're exhausted, right? The healthy choices that our parents make are also what helps them be able to play with us and hang out with us. So if you take the initiative as a young person and say, Mom, I want to eat healthy, I want to eat better, I want to do better, because you're taking the initiative, sometimes mom and dad just need to see somebody else do it. So you can kind of set the tone as a kid in your household, and mom and dad, brother, sister start eating healthy as well, because you're kind of saying you want to do it too. So you're never too young to start the process now, right?
I love when you were talking and you were saying how like this generation is on their devices and just always online. Both of them are doing this. It's me. That's me.
We got it bad too as adults as well.
Yeah, yeah.
As a parent, I know sometimes, even for myself, when it comes to, if anybody's not watching right now, Carlton's my son. So just to give y'all a heads up of who he is and why we're over here just whatever with each other. Sometimes as a parent, because now my job, my work, a lot of that requires computers, it requires phones, it requires a lot of sitting down, right? Sometimes it's easier for me to tell Carlton or my daughter, well, she's 2, she has an iPad, but it's all educational things, but sometimes it's easier for me to tell her or him, hey, go get your iPad so daddy can finish his work. Hey, go get your iPad so daddy can work on the computer. Hey, go turn on Netflix or whatever. As a parent, sometimes it's good because there might be things I really need to get done, and right now your energy is like kind of hard to maintain at that moment. But then there are also times where it's like, as a parent, I'm just being lazy. I want to kind of decompress and relax or get something done rather than taking the time out to say, hey, let's go outside and play. So that's sometimes our fault, right? It's not always you guys' fault, but sometimes it's ours. But at the end of the day, like I said, you're never too young to say, hey, I want to eat better, I want to work out, whatever the case may be.
And I love that. And because we also are very faith-based individuals, one of the things that we think about, tying this back to even the biblical principles, taking care of our physical body, this temple that God gave us, and even on that same realm, we were talking earlier, and so I want y'all to tell me a little bit about, there's a new game out that says we listen and we don't judge.
We listen and don't judge.
We listen and we don't judge.
Oh, is that how it goes? Is that how it goes?
Yeah.
We listen and we don't judge. Okay. So, we're dealing with some of these choices and consequences, I'm sure. I know I've been guilty of making some choices that really didn't have positive consequences, you know? So, we get back into these scenarios again. And because we believe in Jesus Christ and because we do believe in the Bible, our choices are already outlined for us, right? Honor your father. Thou shalt not do certain things. We also believe in what Jesus Christ and how he lived his life and showed kindness and compassion. So I have a scenario, and I love what you said earlier about leaving your friends and then going and sitting with that young person. What if you got 2 birthday party invitations? One from the cool kids. You couldn't wait to go because you really want to go because they throw the best parties. And then there's another one, and you said you wouldn't go to that one. It's a young person that doesn't have a lot. They're kind of lonely, and they don't have a lot of friends. You got that one first. Now you have 2 invitations. What do you do? Which one do you go to?
I have a question. Is it on the same day?
It's on the same day, at the same time. And it's not even close locations. Oh, yeah, it makes it. That's a tough choice. Because.
I got mine.
Oh, you got your. Okay, let's take one scenario. Okay, let's go ahead. What's an option that you would do?
Me?
Yeah.
I would go to the loneliest person's birthday party, because she might not have a lot of friends, okay? But if she does have a lot of friends over there, I'm going to see what the cool kid's doing. And if the cool kid doesn't have any friends, I'll go to their party.
Oh, so you'll go to both parties?
Yeah, basically.
Basically, okay.
What about that gas? Gas money. Your mama ready.
If I'm friends with both, maybe I'll like split the time so I can go to like the friend's party that doesn't have a lot of friends at their party, and I can spend some time with them. And then I can go to the cool kids party and then finish off my day with them. So just so I don't hurt feelings, and so I can just spend time with both of them on their happy day.
So, now that's coming from the child's perspective. I'll just go to both parties. That's a great choice. And at the same time, what's the consequence to the parent? You know, sometimes our choices have consequences that don't impact just us. It'll impact somebody else. You gonna say something? Go ahead.
The thing that would impact on the parents are they have to drive miles and miles and miles just for us to get there. And then they're tired, they're sleepy, they gotta do everything. They gotta cook, clean, do all of that. But at least we could do some of it, right?
Right.
So we could do some cleaning and stuff so they don't have to.
Ooh, ask that question to him. Ask that to him and see what he says.
So, Mr. Carlton.
The other one.
No, sir. I want to hear your answer on this one.
So what's your answer, Carlton? The two parties, which one would you go to?
I would split it up.
Okay, and the consequence? What's the consequence of going to both?
I would split up the party between other people that are there, bringing some over to the other one, and then see how it goes.
Oh, you would just invite the other ones with you to go to the next party?
Yes.
Oh, so what's the consequence of that choice?
Well, technically, the consequence of it is they're both not lonely.
Right, they're both not lonely. Is there any impact to anybody that has to take you to those places? Or do you drive?
I don't drive.
Oh, so how are you going to get there?
By my dad driving me.
Wait, what?
Oh, man.
God gave you...
That's a well. I mean, if you're an adult, we can handle it. But y'all little, I wouldn't allow it. I had to suck it up as a parent and do it.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Wow. Now, Carlton, you heard what Evan said about, you know, she would help out, do some chores, you know, to compensate for her mom and dad making that sacrifice. What are you willing to do?
Clean my room. I don't clean my room at all, and I mess it up in between
I'm glad you're saying this on camera.
3 days.
That's good. This is on camera. This is like a contract now, so everyone can see. So next time we have this discussion at home,
You don't clean the room either.
No.
You gonna put this TV show
Mom
on?
cleans it.
yeah.
You gonna put the TV show on?
That's,
Oh my God, out of the mouth.
Could ask my mom. She's gonna say yes.
She cleaned your room for you. You are so fortunate. You are so far. How about you?
I'm not a person that cleans their room too often. Like, if you were to go to my house right now,
I
my
would.
room would be,
Not so.
yeah, not so clean.
Not so
Not very much on the clean side.
So, if you needed to find something really quickly, because you only have 2 minutes, could you get in there and get it?
No.
So, what's the consequence of that then?
I don't have my stuff in the time I need to have it.
You might not be able to go, right? Or you might be late. Oh. So, what would it take to start cleaning your room?
A good mindset.
Say that again. What would it take?
A good mindset.
Now, how do we get to a good mindset?
Like some Christian music to play in the background, like a clear mind, just everything like chill and very calm and stuff.
Now that would help you and motivate you to clean your room. Really? What about you, Abby?
Me?
Yeah, what would motivate you to clean your room? So your mom doesn't have to do it anymore.
You would have to tell me to just clean my room if she's gonna give me some food. I'll do it. Only if she gives me food. The only thing I love is food.
But don't you eat every day?
Yeah.
So she's already given you food.
Yeah, I want more.
Okay, then it goes back to what Mr. Williams Kiounis was saying. What about healthy food?
I'll take some. I'll take it.
You'll take it?
I'll take it.
Okay, so we're going to talk to your mom and say, Mom, start giving her healthy food, and Heaven's going to start cleaning the room.
I guess so.
She looks so defeated. she re-questioning her thoughts.
Like, wait a minute, can I say that out loud?
Right.
What about, and so Eden, for you, we're going to say, okay, Mom, put on some calm Christian music to motivate me. So when I walk in my room, I hear the music, and I'm now motivated to clean my room. No?
It was. I thought you were going to say something after that.
She waiting for the
You
incentive.
waiting for the incentive? Like, what am I going to get?
Probably nothing, honestly.
But satisfaction of a clean room.
Well, yeah, I would like it a lot. It would be better than what my room looks like right now, but I would just be able to move much easier, and just having a clean room is something that would be very good.
Yeah, I have a confession to make. So, I am a cluttery person. I know that about me, because I like a lot of stuff. And I'm not very good at organizing stuff. So the consequence of that habit that I've developed, it takes me longer to find things sometimes. Or I take a whole bunch of stuff because I'm not really sure all the stuff that I need. And that's not always good because the bags are heavier. So I'm finding myself being weighed down, carrying 2 and 3 bags of stuff because it's not organized when I only really need 1 or 2 things. So the clean room is not just about keeping your room clean. It's also developing that habit of everything in its place, right? That even means, even in my life, when I wake up, certain things I try to make sure I do. My meditation, I'm listening to my music to get my day started. When I start making those good choices, drinking more water, I feel better. My mind's not as cluttery as my office might be. My mind is not as cluttery. Okay, so choices have consequences that are good and also bad. So, Mr. Carlton, now that we're looking at some, can you give me an example of how you would like to see your future look?
How I want my future to look like is great and not acting anything else. Just great.
But when you say great, what does that mean?
What it means to me is nothing really going on badly. Perfect, almost, and me not losing stuff a lot.
Are you losing stuff a lot right now?
Yes, many things.
And that's because we have a little malfunction. But we're losing stuff. Is it because it's not in its right place? Or
And when it's not in the right place, technically I lose them a lot.
You got a great example of that.
let's give us an example.
So,
You better not make me one.
we're gonna do this example because it just happened yesterday. So when Carlton likes Legos. That's his thing now, right?
Like many things.
He doesn't like to build the Legos. he just likes the little people, and he likes to create his own thing. So he does not follow the instructions that come with the Legos, right? So he has these things called the minifigs.
Thank you.
He loves to he likes to play with them. We let him play with them. We buy him when he has good weeks at school, things like that. So it's like, have a good week at school, then we'll be able to do this. But we can't just say 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, 4. We say every day. So we get a report from his teacher every day. So if I get one bad day, no minifigs, right? Carlton decides that I'm going to put my minifigs in my pocket whenever we get in the car and go somewhere, because I'm going to hide them from my parents and I'm going to play with them at the restaurant or whatever. But we purposely, as parents, tell him not to do that because we know they're small. He doesn't pay attention to them and they're going to fall out, lose them, because we pay for them. So we don't want to waste our money. But then on top of that, we also want him to understand that these are your things and we don't want you to lose them because it hurts your feelings when you lose them. So Carlton put them in his pocket. He lost one and he was frustrated at everybody because he didn't know where it was. So he thought his mom had it. He thought mom had him. He thought I had him. He thought someone lost it. But in actuality, he took it when he wasn't supposed to. Sometimes I believe that's God and that's karma. But he took it with him. He wasn't supposed to, and he lost it. So he was looking in the car the other day for it, and we have no idea where it is. But since he was about maybe 4 years old, we've always had this conversation. Watch this. Actions have what?
Consequences.
Consequences can be what?
Bad things.
Or?
Good things.
Based on?
What you do.
Okay. So we've been doing that since he was really little, and we constantly try to put that in his head over and over and over again. But again, it makes, when someone tells you to do something, we have to look at it in a perspective, even as kids. I know you don't want to hear mom and dad tell you something. I'm an adult, and I don't like my wife telling me things. I'm a grown man. I don't like my mom calls and telling me things. But a lot of those things that they're telling me is in my best interest, right? Mom tells you clean your room. It's not because she did just yelling at you or forcing you to. It's because it makes your life easier, right? Miss Madelyn said that she's a clutter person. I do not function in clutter. I'm not a neat freak either. But when I can't find things or things slow me down, I get frustrated. And then I kind of take that on other people in a weird way. Like I shut down, I get irritated, I don't want to talk to nobody. It bothers me. Like if I see the whole house is dirty, it bothers me. But when I'm cleaning, I have a good mindset. I like cleaning, makes me feel good. So when I wake up in the morning, there's no dishes, like the couch is made up, I put my clothes out the day before. I don't have to rush in the morning. Y'all rush for school in the morning? Y'all be rushing? So he rushes too. But that to me, that frustrates me. So him not taking care of his business at night with his clothes and shoes and socks makes it harder for us, my wife, my daughter, to get everybody where they need to go. So by putting his clothes out at night, me putting my clothes out at night, we wake up in the morning, we eat breakfast, we get dressed, we're out the door, right? There's no fussing, there's no yelling, there's no crying, there's no not forgetting to brush your teeth and bad breath. That's one thing I'm not a fan of. Like, do not skip that part. Like, I keep a toothbrush and toothpaste in my car, just in case, But again, looking at your choices based off of what people say is not always to hurt you. Right, it's for you because again, we don't want him to lose his Legos. We don't want him to be sad that he can't find them, right? So we kind of like put these parameters around him. We're spirit people. Sometimes God put these parameters around us too. We think it's punishment, but in actuality, it's protection, right? So.
Yeah, and I'm glad you said that because we think about when we go to Sunday school and church and our parents, everybody's giving us, I don't want to say rules, but just things we need to be mindful of, right? So I want to ask you all this, and we're going to go to a quick break and have a Jovette moment. So before we go to break, we ask and we don't judge. Is that what it's called? No.
We listen and we don't.
Oh, we listen.
We don't.
And we don't judge. And that means what?
We listen to other people and we don't judge what they
We're
do.
not allowed to judge them.
Oh, about what they say?
Yeah.
Right. That's good.
Okay, so can you give me an example?
Okay, so if I were to say, I sometimes skip a day taking a shower, you can't say, ew, you don't take a shower every day? You can't judge it?
That's a good question because I'm a judge. I might ask why, But if it's just deliberately, I don't want to take a shower, I'm going to judge.
And I'm going to ask, what's the consequence of
What's
not
the
taking a
consequence of
shower?
that?
You're gonna be safe.
You need to say, okay. And on that note, we're going to go do a Joe Bad moment. And we'll be right back. She said we'll be steak.
I'm a
People, we got the spectacles on. You see? The zebra print, whatever you want to say. Listen, I hope you're living your best life, being the best you can be, doing the best you can do, and not selling yourself short. I am out here getting it in when I can get it in, because that's what you got to do, is get it in when you can, how you can, where you can, okay? All right, so today is Thursday. I'm feeling pretty good. Not bad. Feeling all right. I woke up this morning and I wasn't hungry. I drank my protein shake. But then somebody decided that they wanted to bring bagels to the office. Yeah. So I just gotta make sure I walk double today. Keep my energy burning. So, yeah. Overall, I'm feeling pretty good. I feel like my energy levels are leveling off and updating and upgrading, doing what they need to do, how they need to do. Because yesterday on my walk, I actually walked faster than I have been walking. And so I'm really happy about that, appreciative of that. I think it's really great. Oh, my shoe's untied. So that's where we are with that. So there's some things that I have been blessed with, and I will make a video on it talking about it. So I have started playing around with a device called the Lumen. Y'all let me know if y'all heard about it. It was gifted to me, just kind of fell in my lap. So what it does is it uses your CO2 that you let out and analyzes it and tells you if you're breathing out, your breath have carbs in it, or does your breath have fats in it. So it basically tells you where your body's burning your fuel. Is it burning fat for the fuel, or is it burning the carbs for the fuel? So, pretty interesting. But once I play with it some more, I'll let you all know how it goes. But today I'm feeling pretty good, great. Like I said, planning out the meal plan for next week, which will be dropping tomorrow on Friday. So this week I went through a Mediterranean kind of thing for it, because I bought Better Homes and Gardens book, and I really love Mediterranean food. It's like my favorite. So out of all the foods in the entire world, Mediterranean, it just tastes the best to me. So I love the flavors that it brings in. It enhances all of those different things. We got cars coming. Hold on. But yeah, one of my most enjoyed cuisines is Mediterranean food. So a lot of times, if you're looking at the meal plan of what I'm doing for the week, it's going to include something like that in there. So yeah, if not, you can build your food how you want to, because yeah, you should. Just keep in mind, make it all whole. Try to make sure my shoe was in the tie. Make it all whole foods. You know, the less processed, the better.
But there's a little more to it, and to us.
And we're back again. Now listen, before we close out, during the break, they were sharing some, we're going to talk about some positive stories that he didn't think was going to be positive, and the positive outcome. We're going to start with Miss Eden. Who's going to share one of her choices she made.
Okay, so my positive experience was my spelling bee at my school. There's 3 people in the spelling bee, and when we got to the second person and it wasn't me, I was like, oh, I'm not getting it. And then my teacher calls the 3rd person, and it's me, and I'm like, what? And then I was studying. Some days I didn't want to study, but I'm like, if I want to get somewhere high in the spelling bee, I have to study. And the day of the spelling bee comes, and it, like, all the words, like, just pop out of my head. And I'm like rushing, I'm trying to think of my words, studying them like crazy when I have the time to. And then we get to the spelling bee, and I'm talking to one of the contestants in my grade, and they're just like supporting and like saying these encouraging words, and it helps me out a lot. And then having my family in the audience, it just helped a lot, and I just calmed down, and I ended up being in a lot of middle schoolers.
What'd you say? Great. Now you chose to study, right? And then what happened?
And then I beat a lot of people.
You beat a lot of people. Good job. Good job. So that was a great choice and a positive consequence. Now, Evan, what was your choice that you made that had a positive outcome?
My choice that I made was to get baptized, and that good outcome was I just got blessed.
You got blessed. I remember that choice you made and got a chance to see you get baptized. That was beautiful. Beautiful. Love that. Okay, Carlton, what is a positive choice you made?
A positive choice that I made is technically the same of getting baptized, but also trying to make even better choices than I have been before I got baptized.
Wonderful. And as a result of getting baptized, have you found some inner strength that helps you, make these choices?
Yes, indeed.
Oh, yes, indeed. I love it. Listen, we are almost out of time, but they wanted to do one more. We ask.
Listening.
And we know what is it?
And we don't judge.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
I don't know what they're going to say, y'all.
We all have to say this.
Okay, we say, we
Listen
listen
and we don't judge.
Sometimes when it's really late at night and it's a school night, I pretend that I'm sleeping, but I sneak my iPad in and I put it to the lowest setting to where my screen's very dark, and I stay up really late, and then when I have to wake up in the morning, I'm very tired because I did not get all the sleep I needed.
So what about what do we say?
We
listen
And we don't judge.
Oh, Lord. Go ahead.
Your mama right there. Be careful what you say.
Where is she?
She don't want to lose her game.
What do I have? What do you have on me, Mom?
Oh,
I don't know what I have.
she says what?
She playing it smart. She not getting away none of her. She ain't getting away nothing.
But you know what? You
You
have
have to
something.
have something.
Well,
we don't judge.
you're right, but and we can make a choice of not sharing some things right now on live TV. Oh, what you gonna do it anyway? Okay. I was trying to give you an out, baby.
Pass. Very good pass.
Say plead the fifth.
I don't have anything on me that I have not done that's very bad.
She not willing to give it up.
I am not giving up my chances for that, and I am done.
And
Peace out.
on that
The
note,
next person. We listen and we don't judge.
exactly. And
Okay.
on that note, who did you want to share?
You got one.
Go ahead, Carlton.
So
We
We listen.
listen and we don't
don't
judge.
judge. So usually, I don't really clean my room a lot. And usually I just put a whole bunch of trash under my giant, humongous drawer.
I know. 'Cause I find it. Trust me, I know.
Okay, well
And
then why haven't you told me?
Because I see it. And I clean it.
Well, now I know that I cleaned it technically.
All right.
On that note, now for real.
At least it feels like I cleaned it.
Okay. We thank you, Eden in heaven, and Carlton, and my good friend Mr. Kiounis Williams for coming on today, talking about choices and consequences. We hope that they said something that might help us along our journey. It's great to hear from our youth, and especially these beautiful young kids who are coming along. So until next week,
I am pretty
we'll be back with Miss Vicky. Will be with me, and we'll have yet another Can You Hear Me Now? So ignite the light within.
We'll see you later.
Yes, you love me and I love you. Putting on for my people, the love for heroes, building community. Can you hear me now?